Morning, folks. Lester here. I'd like you to notice how I've been trying to get Petunia out of her comfort zone and to learn to get out a little bit and move around. So what I've been doing is coming out in the mornings, or mostly in the mornings, and spreading a little bit of corn for her. I'll make a trail of corn across the yard. Not too thick, just a cup or so. And that helps her kind of get out of her little pig pen, which is funny. And I know you guys think that those chickens are eating that corn, but they're not. They're having Actually, they are. Actually, they are eating that corn. How are they eating that corn? Hey, that's petunias. Y'all need to move along. Y'all go, move, Nate. There's plenty for y'all to eat. I know, Cornholio, tell them. So, a lot of folks have asked about Petunia, and I think I'm going to take this little moment to kind of talk a little bit about her. For you folks who've been following her journey, you probably already know these. Oh, Petunias, I'm sorry, baby. For you folks who've been following her journey, you already know these things. But for those that are new to the page, there's a lot of neat things about her, and I'll share those in this video. So for you folks who don't know about Petunia, she loves to drink tea. She loves to drink tea. This is that Arizona sweet tea. And I tell you what, she can go through a gallon a day. Now, we don't let her drink that much. We try to proportion it out. And I probably give her about a quart a day. But you can see how much she loves the flavor of it. And that's about as much sugar as we can give her. All right, so we are sitting here inside Petunias Pig Pen. And she's sipping on one of her favorite drinks, which is this Arizona tea. She's just had a little bite of corn. And now she's come back to lay down in her favorite laying spot. This is a piece of indoor and outdoor carpet that she herself has drug outside of the house. Yeah, she has a little place that she can go inside to either cool off or to get warm. We have a little doggy door built over here. And there's a little spare room inside the barn dominium where she goes if she chooses to. And sometimes she will when the weather is extreme heat or extreme cold. But for the most part, she loves lying right here on that piece of indoor-outdoor carpet. And she gets the shade from this beautiful little oak tree, this little live oak. And what she especially loves is the fact that she's right here next to all of her little friends, all of the other littles in this pasture right here beside her. We have begun to winterize. That might not be the right word choice, but we have begun to winterize Petunia's, her little space here. I brought by this little mini roll of hay, and it's not cold enough yet, but once the weather cools off quite a bit more, I'll come by and I'll cut the strings on this thing, and it will just poof open, and then that will give her a place to, nuzzle herself in and bury herself in on those cold winter nights. She does have a shelter, an actual shelter built over that roll of hay to keep it nice and dry, so she'll never get wet. Now, a lot of y'all are saying, Lester, why'd you put those old rolls of hay right there? Well, those are placed there strategically. Those are not to be eaten by anything, but instead, they're here to block the north wind off of Petunia. So what Petunia does a lot, and we haven't had a really strong north wind come through here yet, but whenever it does, these two rolls of hay will kind of push that wind up and over. And so once her hay is poofed out there, she'll be able to bury herself into it, and that north wind will stay off for her. And so that's why we have those rolls of hay sitting there. Now let's talk about Petunia health-wise. And folks, I'll say it again. You need to just ignore and overlook this area, but it is a pig pen. And I cannot believe how many folks talk about how nasty this place looks. Yes, it does. But have you not heard the expression pig pen? This place looks exactly how Petunia would want it to look, if she could see. Now, in saying so, folks, you know that Petunia is both blind and deaf. Now, She didn't get that way by living here. She got that way well before she came here. And she got that way from overeating. Her former owner, who's a very nice guy, he started a bad habit with her. And that was feeding her table scraps. And of course, table scraps, as you know, are not the most healthy or nutritious of food. So yeah, Mr. Miguel didn't really feed her right. And so she blew up. And in that process, all of her little organs, her ears and her eyes, they suffered the consequences. So they call that mechanically blind and deaf. We thought there might be a possibility that Petunia would one day be able to see again, possibly hear again, if we could help her lose the weight that she needed to lose. They do have a procedure where they can go by and cut some of that excess fat and tissue away from the eyes. And so she might be able to see again. But we started Petunia on a pretty strict diet. Lots of green stuff, lots of salad type things. But folks, Petunia has, and I don't know the right words here. I wish Jane was here to help me. Petunia has developed a dependency on sugars. And when we, the first week that we had her, and we started that diet with her, we actually ended up putting her into, I don't want to say coma, but I think it was called a shock. And you folks who have sugar issues, you'll know more about what I'm talking about. We were lucky to get her out of that. We were lucky that she survived because we had no idea. She also struggled from the Texas heat and humidity, which prompted us to build her a place inside of the house. She is potty trained. She uses a potty pad, so we never had an issue with keeping things clean. And even though she can't see and hear, she knew right where that potty pad was at. Her sense of smell is amazing. She could find and locate things. And I'll include all kinds of video from the old days. She's been here for a couple of days now. And I don't think that she's doing real well. She's gone on a bit of a hunger strike. Well, it's been almost a week, and Petunia Pig is just not doing real well. Poor baby's dehydrated. This will make you feel better, baby. We did get her a companion animal. With the vet's suggestion, we thought that possibly getting her a companion animal, someone to be a buddy to her, could kind of help her, be her seeing and hearing partner, kind of show her the ropes around the farm. But that was Tiny Tim, and he did not work out so well. Tiny Tim fell in love with Peggy Pig. Look at that prance. Women like to be shadowed. Women like to be catered, pampered. Look at that. Everywhere that Peggy Pig goes, Tiny Tim is right with her. He doesn't miss a beat. Oh, even when he went head first into that post. Tim! Okay, and what guy has not made a fool of himself trying to impress a lady? Sorry, folks, it happens though. That's life, and it's a harsh reality of life. We thought that they'd be the great companions for each other. Tiny Tim is fixed. He's been neutered. Petunia has been spayed. But nope, Tiny Tim just fell in love with Peggy Pig. And yeah, that was a love at first sight kind of a thing. And so it ended up where Tiny Tim was more of a nuisance to her than he was a companion. Tim eats like a man. I mean, really, look at this. This is what you see at every typical dinner. The man sitting there chowing down, like going to town on his dinner, while the woman sitting there being all sweet and dainty and ladylike and just taking her own sweet time. No, not Tim. He's all man. Uh-oh. You better hurry, Petunia. Oh my, hey! No, Petunia. Oh my gosh. Hey, that's Mama. He took the kiwi. So, she's pretty much just kind of made herself at home right here, where she's frequently visited by Maggie. Of course, she always has a companion to hang out with on the other side of the fence here. And if you're wondering why we have the fence here, why we don't just let her stay and live with our littles, folks, That's easy. Just like other harsh realities in nature, sometimes the stronger animals pick on the weaker. And so we noticed that Petunia was getting picked on. They were stealing her food. They were running her away from her bed. And so we feel like Petunia is a lot better off right here. So she can be close to the animals, yet they can't be right up on her, always messing with her. So as far as what she eats on a daily basis, that's pretty simple. We give her a lot of green stuff. We do give her scraps, but only scraps that are healthy, table scraps. She does nibble on corn, and that's what I use to kind of get her to move around a little bit, kind of help her keep her joints and muscles. I hate to say muscles, okay? I don't even know the right way to say this, but you have to keep, moving parts should be moved. And if it was up to Petunia, she'd lay there all day. And if it was up to Petunia, she'd want me to put her food bowl right there, and she would eat laying down. But we don't give her that choice. We make her get up. We make her move. We make her get a little bit of exercise. And that's where Petunia spends her day. And I know it looks a little trashy. I'm actually embarrassed. I am. I'm embarrassed for showing you all of this. But it is a pig pen. So anyway, to Petunia, it's her palace. And she couldn't be happier. And now you know more about the story of Petunia.